Hello, it's Madeline again, and Zorbing. Today we're going to be talking about the Magician card. Numero uno. Number 1 tarot card in the deck. So the Fool has begun his journey. He's gone out, started learning about the world. The first evolution that he encounters is that of becoming the Magician. The Magician is also known as the catalyst, the inventor, medicine man, shaman, things like that. I myself actually have 2 different tarot decks that show the Magician as the shaman. This is one of them. This is the Shaman tarot deck, so not surprising, but there he is, the shaman. Remember how in the first video I said, it doesn't matter which deck you have. The symbolism will cross over. Have a look there. One hand in the air with the wand, the other hand pointing at the ground, all of the suits represented on the table in front of him. Why does he have those things? Why does the Magician appear with the wand, pentacle, chalice, and sword? It's because those represent the 4 elements of nature. That's what's used to create things. That's what's used to bring change, right? So the Magician has at his or her disposal the tools needed to create magic, essentially. And in the image too, you'll see pointing up at the air and pointing down at the ground. That's in reference to the idea of as above, so below, or as within, so without. And that's manifesting. That's what the Magician is all about. He makes things happen, right? His goal is to manifest his desires. His greatest fear is that there might be some unintended consequences or some manifesting that he didn't intend to do. The infinity symbol above the Magician's head can have 2 different meanings. One being that it's in connecting with universal energy that one's power to manifest is at its greatest. And the other is that each of us is manifesting all the time, whether we are aware of it or not. It's an infinite cycle of thoughts becoming things. Holding a negative thought is going to create a negative experience. Like attracts like. What you put out will come back to you in the form of your experience. And that's great advice to give to a querent if you pull the Magician card during a reading for them. Remember that it is kind of a double-edged sword, you know? On the one side, positive thoughts, belief in yourself, that can manifest you some great things. The other side, negative thoughts, you know, negative emotions, that will probably bring you some things that you don't want to experience. And one of the biggest things that I find is important to tell people when you bring the Magician card up in a reading for them is that they have that power. You know, many people don't realize how powerful they really are. You know, a lot of people think that they're completely powerless, that the situation they're in has nothing to do with them, really. They didn't choose it, and they have no way to change it. But that's not the case. Certainly not. Each of us has already brought to ourselves the situation that we're experiencing. And I think that's something that people are afraid of admitting or afraid of looking at. You know, if you're having a negative experience, if you're having a lot of challenges, you don't want to look at that and say, yeah, I asked for this. I brought this upon myself. You know, it's much easier to put that blame elsewhere. However, if your querent is brave and will say, yeah, I did bring myself this situation because I learned this valuable lesson from it, and because, this is the cycle I've been perpetuating. Then the awareness of that power is what makes it really awesome. The magician is not just going through life accidentally manifesting things and calling it fate. He is holding that wand. He is in charge. He's making that magic. And that's a great, powerful place to be. And that's a possibility for your querent if you pull up the Magician card. Something else I want to talk about that we might come to in a couple different videos is Carl Jung. Some of you may have heard of him. He did some great work regarding archetypes. And the magician is one of the self-types that he categorizes. So the magician appears on his graph right between the hero and the sage. It's a pie graph. I'll post a picture. And I think that's quite telling, because to be really good at manifesting things, you do kind of need to be part hero, part protagonist, take that responsibility onto yourself, have that bravery to accept it, and you have to be wise, you have to be thoughtful. You have to be able to categorize your thoughts and decide, these are the thoughts I'm going to hold on to because these are positive, happy thoughts, and these are the thoughts I'm going to let go because those are not going to serve me anymore. So, some key phrases for the magician are skill to manifest, a genie but with infinite wishes, the power to create change, accepting that you have manifested your current situation, and bringing from that acceptance, bringing to yourself the power to now control your future. So, the magician. Is there something I haven't covered? If you guys ever have some questions for me about cards that I talk about, please leave me a comment. I'll be happy to clarify anything that you feel is left out. And I'll touch on this. The magician is my soul card. So that, I'll show you how to do soul cards in the next video. I'll do a bonus video, soul cards. It's numerology. But this is the card that corresponds with me. So maybe I'll do another entire video on how to manifest things and what it's like to have a magician soul card. In the meantime, practice a manifestation exercise, think about something that you want, hold that image in your mind, and watch it happen for you. Or think back, if you want to connect with the magician archetype, think back on a time that you either manifested something that you wanted, you thought, man, I'd really love to have a new bike, and then suddenly there was a bike for you at Christmas or something like that. Or alternatively, start to recognize the patterns in your life that you're bringing to yourself that you maybe don't want. And then once you come to that place of realizing your power, then you can use it and direct it and really be in charge. I'm so excited to keep doing these videos with you guys. Come back next time for the soul card video. Until then, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be.